FLOSSTUBE. Welcome to my channel, Stitching in South Jersey. My name is Debbie, and today is Wednesday, July 16th, and this is FLOSSTUBE number 10, my June stitching update. July 16th, right? Summer's over. Thank you to everyone that has watched, liked, subscribed, commented. I greatly appreciate it, and I am grateful and humble. So, what's on the agenda for today? So first of all, this is my third different place to do this video. I wanted to do it somewhere different than here, but it's kind of a weird, sunny, cloudy, stormy looking day. And this is actually the truest lighting if I leave my, I have recessed lighting on this side of the kitchen. So it seems like it's showing the truest with the least glare, because a lot of any of the projects, patterns in plastic were showing a glare everywhere else I tried this. So this is probably going to be a short one. I have notes. Still have a lot of notes, but it's going to go pretty fast. So what is on the agenda for today? Today, 7 whips from June, 2 past finishes, no new finishes, even though I promised you a new finish, and 0 new starts. So let's do the past finishes first, because they're on the top of the pile. This is my July Cottage of the Month, Country Cottage Needleworks. This is the one, you know, magnets on the back, sticks to the board. I really like this one. And I've had these done since COVID 2020. And it hangs right across from my desk in my office, and it's fabulous. I like to see it. I like to appreciate the work that I put in. Okay, the finishing leaves a little bit to be desired. I'll work on that corner stuff, but overall, I like it. That's all that matters. And then this, I didn't go get the, I'm kind of doing this on the fly. It's much later in the day than I usually do this. But I've been very busy with work, and I had a hair appointment today. So if you see me messing with my hair, it's because I said, no, I don't need any hairspray. It'll be fine. So I did not, I literally am doing this on the fly. It's about 4:30. And Joey, forget about it, could be walking in at any moment. So we're gonna zip along. I believe this is called 4th of July. And I think it's Primrose Cottage. And I just put it in a frame. It sits on a shelf. And I get it out for the 4th of July, but I've decided to leave it out for the rest of the summer. It was fun. By the time it was over, I was a little done with reds and whites and blues, but it was fun. And I don't know when I started it. I think this is the second 4th of July that it's been finished. So it's been a few years, but I kind of just did it, like stuck with it and finished it. And I think I bought it at Stitch by Stitch in Cape May. So, all right, so let's get into the whips, shall we? My first one, let me preface all this with, I only have 7 whips because if you remember, if you were with me last month, you know that I was working hard, looking for a finish on Sweet Summertime, which was in the just Cross Stitch magazine from, I don't know, last year. I can't remember. You could go back and look for all that information if you want it. Or if you have just Cross Stitch magazine, I guess it was their summer issue. And I was determined to be finished by July 1st. And I was going to frame it haphazardly, just get it up and deal with the way that I really wanted it next year. But I'm still not done, as you will see. But I did work on some other things, and so that's why there's only 7 whips. I usually average 9 or 10, but I'm just pushing through on this Sweet Summertime. So first one was Early Americans And this is Nathan Hale. And I'm not going to take it out of, it's in this huge, and it's nice and tight, and I don't want to pull it out. But I finished the house, so that's good. So next time it comes up, I should be able to finish that square and move on to the next. So 4 down, that'll be 4 down. I think there's 9 altogether. So 4 down, 5 to go. And I really like working on this. I wish I hadn't put it on this because it's very awkward to hold, and I don't have a floor stand anymore. But I like it. I like the way it's coming out. And under the top here is Vanna Pfeiffer's border. There's a free border, and I will do the border all around once I get there, but it's done on the top. Next time I have to scroll up, I'll just leave it out so I can show it to you guys. So that is whip number 1. And you'll see me looking down. I'm looking at my notes. Whip number, oh, I gave you no information. Stitched on 14 count sandcastle, started March 29th, 2020. March 29th, it's my dad's birthday. Was my dad's birthday. Okay, number 2, 'Twas the Night by Cooler Designs. This came out of the November 2006 issue of The Gift of Stitching. And that's what it's going to look like. I think you could buy this now. Anywhere, really. And I tried to make a lot of progress. It's a lot of confetti, more than it looks like. I tried to make progress, but you know, I had this sweet summertime breathing down my neck, so not as much as I would like. But now I'm into those blues, and this is as wide as it goes. It's longer than it is wide. And this is stitched on 18 count vintage country mocha, and I started this December 28th of 2020. I love the blues. I'm all about blue with Christmas. When I was a little girl, my dad used to hang blue lights outside of our house, and I still like blue Christmas lights. Okay, number 3, Santa's of Fable and Fantasy, out of Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine, November, December 1992. Some of you may not have even been born then. It is stitched on 14 count vintage country mocha, and I started it in July of 2019. Please pardon the condition that it's in. I spread it across 2 magazine pages, so and I just finished the 3rd Santa, so the middle guy. Yeah, just had to double check. I wasn't lying to you. The middle guy. And while I'm not going to take it all out, I will when I have to move. But there he is. So I finished stitching him. He is not back stitched yet. And boy, you could see a difference. This guy is back stitched. This guy's kind of just a blurry blob right now. And this guy's like everything. Even the goose is back stitched. But this guy, I'm not really sure. I know he's holding a teddy bear and a wreath wrapped on the other arm. But once that back stitching is done, it'll be amazing. So 3 Santas down, 2 to go. Next up, Cozy Cove by Dimensions. I love this. I really did not want to put this one down, but you know, we all know why. Say it together. Sweet summertime. That's why. And I feel like I did pretty good on this time. So this is where I am at. I'm gonna have to step back for this. Sorry, don't iron till the end. So this is where I'm working. And boy, was I glad to be done with that blue sky. Whew. It was a lot. And that is it. And no, I'm lying. That's not as far over as it goes. It goes a little further, I think. Because I think there's trees on this. There's a tree on this end. But getting close. And then all the fun stuff is below it, like the horse and carriage, the rest of the houses, rest of the buildings. But that's always a fun one. Okay, next, a summer ball by Sandy Littlejohns and Deborah Lester, stitched on 20 count Irish, 20 count ivory Zweigart. Started this November 12th, 2024. And if you've been with me from when I started this in November, I had a heck of a time tracking this down, but somebody was working on this and it was gorgeous. I pretty much am changing every girl's dress. Should I ever get to the dresses, you will see what I mean. So I am way over here, kind of on the wall, starting to maybe see the shape of his head. I did not get far. Oh no, you're not going to see the shape of his head. I didn't get far on this one. It's a lot of paying attention, and I just needed to put some stitches in it. I think I did like everything down here, which seems like it wasn't a lot. I probably only gave it like a day. But I did spin the wheel just like I spun my wheel for July as well. And just today is July the 16th, and I'm late. I usually do the floss tube around the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and I was really trying to get a finish, and I just couldn't. But I spun the wheel for July, and I will get everything that I spun on the wheel done the next time you see me. Not done, you know what I mean, worked on. Okay, next is the Joey Forget About It Super Secret Project. 99, as in bottles of beer on the wall, by Ink Circles. I'm stitching this on 16 count. Picture this plus ale. Started sometime in 2019 and made a lot of progress on this one this time. I got 4 bottles done. So I think I'm down to, I don't know, I don't remember. I think that's it. I think I have to move over here now. Oh, no. I think I have one more row of 6. I have 21 bottles left because I have one more row of 6 down here. Obviously, I didn't do the shelves. And then 5, 5, 5. So 15 on this side in 3 rows and 6 on this side. But I did finish this row. And they're fun. They really are fun. It's hard to do it in secret though. But this one I am determined to have framed and give to Joey Forget About It for Christmas. And now, the one that I've been talking ad nauseum about, Sweet Summertime by Counting Puddles. It is stitched on 20 count white Aida. I'm using all of the called for colors, and I am on the back stitching, and I really do not want to take it out of the Q-snap because I didn't even want to take it out of my frame because it's just a lot. It's a lot. And I am so over this back stitching, you have no idea. But here it is. So all of the back stitching is done here, the whole lower half. So now I am filling in, I did the darker yellow already, and all these spaces get these lighter yellow shapes. And then all of this gets backstitched, so much backstitching. And I think I have 2 roses still to backstitch. And then there are these. It's sort of like the bees. See? And they are French knots. And I shall not be doing French knots. I was going to bead them. I was going to, like, I have so many beads. I was going to just bead, get the right color and bead. I am just doing little X's, and I'm going to be perfectly happy about that. The problem with doing the X's is, you know, when you're doing French knots, you're kind of doing them between the square. And when you're doing X's, you're doing them in the square. So it doesn't really translate exactly right to the pattern. So I'm kind of just going to have to go rogue a little bit. This one will be fine. Like this one's done. It only does that. And then there's one like up here somewhere. But this one does sort of like a loop-de-loop. And I'm going to have to figure that out. Because it's not going to be exact, because they're supposed to be French knots and they're supposed to not be stitched in the square, if you know what I mean. If you do French knots, God bless you. But, oh, it looks really good from back here. It was too many French knots, and I am really, 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 really over the back stitching. Probably because, like, you know, these are all like little X's coming down the rind of the watermelon. Like, this is all okay, even the roses. But these shapes that kind of like hang out in the air, it's very hard because it's not following the shape of something. Like, it's not going around the watermelon. It's not going around the lemon in the lemonade. It's kind of like out there in the white space up here. And so to make sure that I'm staying with the pattern, it's a lot of look back, look back, look back, look back. So I will not be sad when this back stitching is over. But I love this. So the next time you see it, I don't know if it better be framed. It will be finished. I will not do anything else until I finish this. I am so in the home stretch, so I'm just gonna move forward with that. And when I do finish it, I'll tell you how many days I worked on it. And, you know, in all fairness to me, we've had a lot of things to do in the month of June, so, you know, I'm not exactly sitting around. Even the beginning of July, if it wasn't for 4th of July weekend, I would have had a lot more time, you know, to just sit and stitch. A couple more good days, I think, and it will be all done. I will not be working on any back stitching anytime soon. Okay, moving on. Really wish I got that hairspray. Who I'm watching. So this all goes back to June. So, of course, past Debbie didn't give future Debbie any notes on why I picked these floss tubers. But Melissa, Geeky Witch, if I write them down, it's because I'm really enjoying them. And I try and make myself notes, but if I'm in the middle of something, then I don't. Alana, Mrs. Smith Stitches, I pretty much like everything she works on. There's really nothing I don't like. The 310 Stitcher, also a lot of cool projects. And the Pacific Coast Stitcher is new to me. And the note I made says, love the new start ideas. I don't really remember what that means. So, but if I wrote it down, I think they're worth watching. And Melissa Geeky, which is new. Mrs. Smith Stitches, I've been watching. 310 Stitcher, I've been watching. On to plans. We are only 19 minutes in. This is going to be the shortest video I have ever made. But this is FLOSSTUBE 10. My 1-year Flossiversary is in September. I filmed my first one at the end of September, and I did not upload it for 3 weeks. So I didn't upload it till October, but I filmed it in September. So I am getting very close to my 1-year FLOSSTUBE anniversary. Okay, plans. Once I'm finished with Sweet Summertime, I'm just getting back on track with the Tiny Decisions wheel. I realized something while working on this Sweet Summertime project. I loved stitching it, but I feel like I'm done. Like I feel like, okay, I've been a monogamous stitcher for 30 days or so, which isn't true. I don't think I've put in 30 days on this. We'll see next time when it's finished. But I like the variety. So my plans are to get back on track with my Tiny Decisions wheel. And like I told you, I already spun the wheel. I think I spun 7. And if I can get those done before the end of July, I'll spin a few more for July. But I am very anxious to get back to variety. And to be honest, I needed retail therapy one day, and I can't even tell you what I have. I have things in my cart at 123 Stitch. I have things in my cart at Everything Cross Stitch. I have things in my cart on Etsy shops. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't want to start anything new. Like, that requires brain power, you know? You have to figure out what you're stitching it on. And it's fun. That's the fun part. I just need a break from the, okay, I started Sweet Summertime and I'm sticking with it till it's done. I feel like I just need a little like, oh, sure, maybe I could get some goal on something I have existing, already done, already stitching. I could set some small goal, like finish a page, finish the house, finish whatever, the sky, the sea, the whatever. The small goals, instead of I start stitching something at the beginning of the summer and expect to have it hanging in that same summer. That was ambitious for me, even though this Sweet Summertime is not that big, but it's a lot, like it's very dense stitching, very. But I still love it. Okay, so next. It's the little things, you know, my little segment about things we are grateful for. Not the big things. We all know the big things: family, health, safety, security, all the big things. The little things. So the comment I picked this time from last FLOSSTUBE was Michelle L9470. She is grateful for good pain meds for a toothache. I hear you, girl. I've had those in my day. If you were with me a few months ago, I had dental surgery and I couldn't get to that extra strength Motrin fast enough. Could not get there fast enough. I like wanted to go and help the pharmacist, but that was apparently frowned upon. So I get you. Nothing quite like a toothache. I mean, when you have a toothache, it's hard to do other things. So hope you're feeling better, Michelle. So for me this month, the little thing is, honestly, I'm grateful for central air. And those are words I never thought I would say. I'm not an air conditioned girl. I had my windows open. So, not that you really need this information, but here it is anyway. We have 2-zone heat and air. We put an addition on, a second-story addition on, and it was the perfect time to do 2-zone. So we did. So do not get me wrong. I'm at that age where at night, it's a little warm. I love air conditioning. I use a fan all year. We use a ceiling fan all year, and I also use a little fan blowing directly on me all year. So upstairs, love the central air. Downstairs, like on my first floor, I'm like, you know, it's a long winter. I just want to open those windows. The pros are, it's great. Like on a beautiful spring day or early summer day, it's great. The cons of that are, before I go to bed, I shut every window because it gets chilly at night. And then the morning will be brutal if all the windows were open downstairs. Also, if it gets too chilly downstairs, my second floor air will stop running because the thermostat's in the hallway upstairs, so it'll stop running because it'll be like, oh yeah, it's much cooler than it needs to be for me to run. So, but as you know, I'm in South Jersey. We have had, we have had days where it is painfully hot. And the temperatures have been really high. Temperatures have been in the 90s more often than not for all of June and so far all of July. It's not the heat, it's the humidity. Not to be a cliche, but I'm going to be a cliche because it's true. It is like, you know, there really are no words to describe it. I'm out of words to describe how hot and uncomfortable. It pins you to the parking lot when you're walking through the parking. Like when I'm on my way to the gym, I just can't wait to get into the gym to sweat in the gym because it's better than sweating outside. When I walk Killer, I walk her every single day, and I try and go early enough that the heat's not so bad, and she doesn't mind it. I, on the other hand, we only go about a half a mile. I mean, she's 9 pounds. She doesn't really need to go far. So we go around the block. It's like a big loop, and honestly, by the time we're within about 1/10 of a mile, I'm like, okay, I'm not sure how much more of this I can take, which is very weird for me. I am a warm weather person. I could sit on a beach all day. But when it's humid, it's kind of a different story. I feel a little different about that. So I am grateful for central air this month, or month of June, as this is my June FLOSSTUBE recap. So I got a lot of positive, moving on, got a lot of positive feedback about my book talk from last month. It was Listen for the Lie by, I don't know, go back and if you look for Listen for the Lie. Best book I've read in a really long time. So I'm going to talk about another book that I finished right after that. So Listen for the Lie was an audiobook. I read books like physical, holding in my hand books. I listen to audiobooks. I drive a lot in the car because I am a realtor. And I also read books on my Kindle. So I usually have 3 books going at once. A physical book, a Kindle book. Like today when I was getting my hair done, while I was waiting, I had my Kindle in my purse, and I was just, I just got it out and was reading while I was waiting. But this is an actual book. This is a library book that I went to the library and borrowed. And it is called The House Across the Lake, and it is by Riley Sager. And I don't think I ever read anything by this author before, but I will tell you this. I will tell you a brief synopsis. No spoilers. It's about an actress whose husband dies in the lake of her family's summer home. So her family, going back generations, had this house on this lake. And that was like the family summer home. So her and her husband, I think they were married like 5 years, and they went there for the summer, and he drowned in the lake. So she, like I said, is an actress, and she pretty much implodes, goes back to work, and is acting, and develops a drinking problem, and pretty much implodes. Like, I think she was in a play, and, goes badly. She was drunk, and it went badly. Her mother is a famous actress. This is fiction. This is not real. Her mother is a famous actress and basically ordered her back to the summer home until she could pull her act together because she'd make mom look bad. So she goes back to the summer house, which is a really odd place to go if that is where your husband drowned. Like, I would think that'd be the last place that would help you heal, but whatever. Her drinking problem continues. But so she basically sits, the premise of the story is she basically sits on her back porch staring at the lake with a glass of bourbon in her hand and binoculars. And there's a house across the lake, and it is all glass and, you know, modern, you know, just built, very expensive. And there's a famous model and her husband who developed a dating app, I think. They own that house, or they rent it every summer, or maybe the first summer, doesn't matter. So she's sitting there with her glass of bourbon. It's daytime. She's sitting there with her glass of bourbon and her binoculars, and she sees this model in the middle of the lake flailing, like drowning. And the next thing you know, the model goes very still. So without thinking about it, she runs down to her dock, gets in her boat, saves the model's life. They become friends. So she kind of starts spying on them at that point. Like, it didn't really say that she'd been paying too close of attention to what was going on at their house before, but she is now. So now she's paying attention and she's spying on them. And she feels like there's like something weird. Like, she either doesn't, there's a problem between the husband and the wife. So she becomes convinced that the husband killed the wife, because all of a sudden this model is nowhere to be found. So that is the real premise of the story. She becomes convinced that the husband killed the wife. If you're thinking Alfred Hitchcock, Rear Window, and if you don't know what Alfred Hitchcock Rear Window is, it is well worth it to go watch it. Grace Kelly and Jimmy Stewart. And well worth it to go watch it. But think that, like that kind of vibe. And it's very twisty-turny. I liked it. It was interesting from the beginning. It was a very interesting story. The end, you know, I can't really tell you much about the end without giving a little bit away, and I don't want to do that. So let's just say the story was entertaining enough that even if the end was disappointing, it was okay, because the story was very entertaining. So that's The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. And I did read another one that was really good too, but I think I'll save that for next month, because I'm not sure I'm going to get another book completed before I have to come back to you. So I am going to save that. But that was another really good one. Not as good as Listen for the Lie, but good. So I am going to add yet another segment to my Floss Tube. We just did book talk. We're going to do binge talk. And I don't know that I'll have this segment every month, because especially in the summer, I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't stream a lot of stuff. And for whatever reason, I'm very busy with work. And by the time night time comes, like 8:30, I'm like, I don't want to have to concentrate that hard. But this month, we watched The Better Sister. That's what it's called, The Better Sister. I think it's on Hulu. It's either Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, one of those. I think it's Hulu. Should have checked. Like I said, this is a little random today. So it stars Jessica Biel and Elizabeth Banks. They are two sisters. And Jessica Biel's husband, I'm trying to decide how much to tell you, and I'm going to not really tell you a whole lot about their relationship, because that kind of develops in the story, the sisters' relationship. So Jessica Biel's husband is found murdered at their summer home. She's a big wig, like CFO in some company in New York City, but they have this summer home in the Hamptons. And when she gets home from this party that he was not able to attend because he was working late, she finds him dead. So of course, you know, who's the most likely suspect? Her. So she kind of sets out to find the killer. And Elizabeth Banks plays her less successful, less likable, less financially secure sister. And after the husband dies, Elizabeth Banks comes and stays with Jessica Biel. So Jessica is good. She's a great actress. She's a really good actress. But, so that's all I'm really going to tell you about the story. Elizabeth Banks, and I've said this to everybody I've told this to about giving my opinion on this show. Elizabeth Banks steals every single scene she's in, even if she doesn't have any lines. She is so amazing, and she plays such an out of character kind of character for her. She's usually either like the good girl or the, you know, I don't know. She doesn't play this character, but she plays this character really, really, really well. They both play their respective parts really well. I just feel like Elizabeth Banks, if you didn't know that she was an actress and acting this part, you'd be like, this is her life story and this is her. Like it was a documentary. So it is a limited series. I think there were 8 episodes. There might have been 9 or 10 or 6. But it's very limited, and it was really good. And even Joey Forget About It was like, you want to put on the next episode? It was so, it really was so good. So that's The Better Sister. And I am sorry, I don't remember if it's Hulu or what it is. I feel like it was Hulu. But you'll find it. Just Google what streaming service it's on, and it'll be there. And it is complete now, so you don't have to wait for the episodes to come out. It's complete. So I highly recommend that. And I will try and have another one for next month, if possible. But okay, 37 minutes in. I think that's everything. And I guess I'll see you next time. And I'll be a little less scattered. And hopefully I will be stitching a bigger variety. And I'll still have all the other things to talk about. And that will be my FLOSSTUBE 11. And then one more. And it's my Flossiversary. So I will see you next time. And I apologize. I know I try not to apologize, but I apologize if this is kind of a hot mess or rushed or I forgot something or the lighting is bad or all of those things. But today is July 16th. Needed to get it out there. See you in August. Bye.